What's up, y'all? You're watching Union Minded. I'm your host, Eric, and today we are going to get into what comes next. Yesterday, I did a story about a Texas judge who revoked a plan that would have increased the salary threshold that requires overtime pay once you exceed a full-time job hourly rate. So once you work past a full-time 40 or 32, depending on the state that you're in, those hours above that get overtime pay. There was a threshold before at $35,000 a year. If you made less than that, you were eligible for this threshold, and overtime pay was mandated. A rule was put in place. It increased that amount to $45,000, which gave a bunch of people more opportunity to get overtime pay for hours in excess of 40 hours a week. Salaried employees are the ones that would have been affected, and everyone knows that a salaried employee means that you get a set salary, and if you work in excess of 40 hours, it doesn't matter, you still get that set salary. If you work a little less than 40 hours, it doesn't matter, you still get that set salary. The rule got revoked, and 4 million people lost the right of overtime pay. And what this video is more about is the way forward, because to say that the comments were all over the place would be an understatement. I had IBEW brothers and sisters posting about this affects salaried employees. It has nothing to do with us. Why should we care? To answer that question, I'd say this. You should care because it indicates a propensity towards harming working folks. You are a working person. If you don't think that your industry can be impacted by decisions that are made on a federal level, you're not understanding how government works. Rules can be changed, requirements can be changed, and all of a sudden your own ability to work overtime and get that extra money could be out the window. I understand that this particular rule is not going to impact you. I understand that. The problem that I have is that we're so far removed from what unionism is that we've lost the ability to understand that when they come for one section of working folks, that just means they're coming for others. It's like the canary in the coal mine. It's the first indicator that, oh, there's going to be a hostile government towards working people, and this is an indicator of that. Now I know I know the country is divided. I know that Trump won an overwhelming win, Senate, House, Judiciary, Presidency. I get all of that. When rules change, it's going to affect all of us. And the important thing moving forward is that we start to see each other in each other so that we can do help for each other. Mutual aid programs to help each other when the axes begin to fall. Because I know that there's a lot of folks that are feeling positive that something good is coming. And to you, I say, I pray that what you envision and all of the positive aspects of what you voted for, I pray that's what happens. I'm a person who doesn't feel like there is representation for me in any form of politics right now. Neither party really represents my views. I view working people as the most important section of society that needs to be taken care of, not the oligarchs. I don't view it as trickle-down economics. I don't view it as, oh, if they get all the breaks, they're going to be so benevolent to really help us out. I haven't seen evidence for that, so there's nothing for me to believe there. I don't have faith in that. I believe that unionism works. I believe that it's the movement that created the working class, the middle class that some working people are able to get into. And I believe they're the vanguard that protects society, because without unions, you don't have any organized effort to fight back against an oligarchy that was born out of slavery and understands power and understands how to dominate and never really changed its ways and only adapted to what was required. So I see a future where we're going to need each other so much more. And we're so divided, and people can't see the humanity in each other, and they sit there behind a keyboard and they talk a bunch of mess and they can't even agree on what reality is. The story that I reported yesterday is reality. It really happened. It's really, it affected the country, the entire country, not just Texas. And it's a rule that took away overtime that was granted to folks who oftentimes put in 60, 70 hours a week and are not compensated for it. And if we're wage earners, I get that's not us. So we're like, well, you're the one that decided to take a salary job. But people got to work, man. You got to feed your families. And every option isn't available to everybody. So we should have some empathy for the situation. You would hate to have to work 60, 70 hours and only get a base pay. You would hate it. So why would you want it for anyone else? I don't understand that. We have to get back to seeing each other. That's what I'm about. That's what I push for. That's what I hope this movement becomes. That's what it's showing that it wants to be. And we have old guard in place in a lot of areas, and they're the roadblocks to the real fighters that need to be in place, especially in these turbulent times. Because we're at a crossroads. Make no mistake about it. We're at a crossroads. I know which side I'm on. I'm on the side of my coworkers. And I'm gonna fight like hell. My name's Eric. You're watching Union Minded. Remember that the fight's not left and right. It's up and down. It's gonna take solidarity to win always. Each one teach one. Get out there and reach one. And remember, there can be no union without you and I front and center. Peace.